Hey guys, welcome back to Olson's Garage, sponsored by Olson's Performance Center. If you need any work done on your dirt bike, check me out, send me a message. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, send me a message on YouTube, whatever you want to do. Let's get that dirt bike running, or quad, or whatever else you got. So, this is my 1997 KX125. I bought this thing for 500 bucks, and it was trashed. I pretty much need to rebuild everything on it. Now that I've pretty much rebuilt everything on it, I mean, gosh, she's immaculate. I sandblasted this, painted the frame, cleaned up the plastics, did a seat, rebuilt the suspension, the forks and the rear shock, brake pads, spokes, wheel bearings, radiators, clutch covers. This was the first initial problem. This thing's had a lot of work. Tires, tubes. This thing's seen a lot of stuff though. This has been a really fun project. And I love this bike. It is so much fun to ride. So let's get into it. So about last October, I want to say, I bought this bike. We just got back from a ride at Derek Hughes. Other than that, we're sitting on the couch and I was cruising through Facebook Marketplace and this bike popped up like just down the road. I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I messaged the guy. He was super cool. There was a ton of problems. One being this clutch cover. The other thing being the engine didn't really run very good. It didn't have any water in it because the water pump neck had cracked. So it was leaking water, it was leaking oil, it had a bunch of broken bolts in the clutch. I'll tag all the videos to everything I did down in the description, so if you guys are curious, you can watch. But there was a ton of stuff wrong with the engine, so I wanted to get the engine running right. So I went and on eBay, I found a new clutch cover, side cover. So I put that on, rebuilt the water pump, got the neck replaced, got everything good to go. I got the bike running. And it didn't run super great, but I ended up taking it to mom and dad's. I took it around the track, and first thing right away, suspension trashed, garbage. So I rebuilt the forks, I rebuilt the shock, and I think that was when I put the new front tire on too, because the old tire, it barely held air, and that thing was junk. So I did all that stuff. I took it back to mom and dad's, and you could tell right away it was a lot better. I hit the double, this thing was a lot smoother, but we were still having a little bit of problem with the carburetor. The carburetor was acting kind of goofy, right? So I know being a 125 two-stroke, it's not gonna have a ton of bottom end, like right off idle grunt, but this thing was doggy until you were like full throttle, probably like 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. And then once you got in there, this thing would just go. It would truck, and it was so much fun. But it was really doggy down low, and I thought I could improve that. I took it to Valley MX, and it really was bad there. It was a muddy day. It was sucking out a lot of power, and I was like, I gotta fix this. So I actually had Kyle come over. I was working on Dad's bike. I had Kyle work on this. So we moved the clip position up to lean it out a little bit, and then that ended up working perfectly. This thing had a ton of mid-range, and I was super impressed with it. And that's when we did the 250s versus 125 shootout, the two-stroke shootout. That was a super fun video. We were at mom and dad's. It was about December, early December at this time, and we got like a 60-degree day. And I'm like, Kyle, we're riding. It's going to be awesome. And I want to shoot out actually getting this thing running good. So we did that shootout. We did his bike, my bike, and then this 125. So we did his YZ250, we did my KX250, and we did the KX125. And it might have just been us getting better throughout the day and getting more used to the track, but the YZ, the first one we did, put down the slowest laps. We did my KX, and they were a little bit faster, and then we just did this bike basically until it got dark out, and this bike ended up getting the fastest lap time. Now, likely, was it us just getting more confident with the track? Sure. But the thing about it, though, is that I left my KX parked up by the house, and I rode this thing the rest of the night. Because with that track, you know, it taught me how to downshift before you get into the corner, so you had power to get through the corner, and you're not clutching it in the corner, which really throws you off. This bike taught me a lot about keeping my momentum up, and not being afraid to, you know, keep it wide open, be in the right gear, be in the power all the time. You're going to get a lot faster. So I loved it for that. This is a great learning tool bike. And we took this thing to Megatrack's indoor track in Illinois. That was a lot of fun. I actually preferred riding the 125 over the 250 just because it's a narrow track, and the 250, it just kind of felt like it wanted to yeet you off the back all the time. Where this was really tame, you could ride it in the power, but it wasn't super scary. And with the rebuilt suspension and everything, this thing was doing great. After that, I noticed it started to leak around the chain a lot more. So I'm like, I think it's time. Rip the entire bike apart. I'll show you a picture. It's right here. The entire bike was ripped apart, and I took the frame to work. I sanded it, primed it, painted it, made it look really nice, and then slowly but surely, I started fixing all the other leaks on the engine, fixing some of the bearings, rebuilt this rear wheel, put new brake pads, sprockets, chain. I actually bought a kit to pull dents out of these expansion chambers, so I did that one, and I did the one on the 250 as well, and that kit works great. It's super awesome. It's on Amazon. I think it's like a Alpha Rider brand. It's like 120 bucks. They work great. I would recommend tapping a relief valve into there too. Not that it, explodes. I mean, it's a legit possibility. So, I mean, this is it. This is the final shape of the KX125. It's a little sad because now this thing looks really cool, and I'm a little bummed out about it. But I think it's gonna go to a good home. I'm excited to see who gets it. Hopefully they'll ride it a ton. I was just really happy to bring back, I'll show you pictures of when I bought this thing. This thing was bad. It was really, really bad. But now it's, beautiful. It's gonna be a great bike to someone, and I'm super excited for them to get this bike. So as a part of this review, let's talk about who this bike is for. This bike is going to be for, 17, 18-year-old guys if they're working up the ranks. That's about, full size when guys are pretty much done growing. It is a full-size bike. It's a full-size frame, almost the exact same as the KX250. Just a little bit less power. It's going to be for if you really just want to do moto stuff. This is a great moto bike. If you were to do motocross or like a supercross track, kind of in between the two. It jumps really well. It's super light. The power characteristics, I mean, you're going to be up there higher in the RPMs. You could trail ride this. I'm not going to say you couldn't, but I think it would be kind of a struggle. Maybe put a flywheel weight on if you want one. But the advantage of if you were to trail ride these, they weigh nothing. I mean, they're super easy. You get stuck in a thing, you just pretty much just pick up the bike and put it where you want. So, I mean, I guess in that aspect it's pretty nice, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. You have to ride this thing in the RPM. You're shifting a lot. It has a 6-speed transmission. You are shifting a lot. It's fun to shift a lot, but it does kind of also throw you off when you're trying to go up jumps rather than just being in one gear and just, like the 250, you can stay in one gear. You can hold third pretty much throughout the entire Megatrax area. Third, fourth on long straight, so you're only downshifting once or twice. This thing, I mean, you're second, third, fourth, fifth sometimes on a straightaway, and then it's got 6th gear, and this thing books. It's quick, but you're shifting a lot with it, which teaches you how to stay in the power, which is nice, but it's a lot of work, right? What else can I say about this thing? 46 mil forks are awesome. That rear suspension, super awesome. It's a good bike. So this is actually kind of funny. After I got this bike, I was riding it, especially at mom and dad's. You can, even if you watch the video, you can see I was like, oh, Autumn's gonna be pissed. I think I'm gonna keep this thing. And I'd really love to. I'd love to just fill my garage with bikes to do specific things, and that would be awesome. But the reality is, I like buying a bike, checking it out, testing it out, and then, giving someone else a better version of what the bike is. And that's what I'm really happy to do with this bike here. Gripper seats, super great upgrade. Highly recommend gripper seats. Seats are really easy to do. If you don't want to do them, check out Olson's Performance Center. I'll do them for you. Yeah, final thoughts. KX125, it's a great bike. If you're progressing if you're like if you're like 18 and you're looking to get into dirt bikes and you're kind of looking in maybe a little bit of trail, but mostly like trying to do jumps and things along that line. Honestly, I wish I didn't have my XR650L first. I wish I would have just started on one of these as far as my dirt bike career went. Starting on, basically I went from a 650L to a KX125 that was kind of clapped out, wasn't really running right, and I did a bunch of work. Now that thing runs great, but I wish I would have started on like purely an off-road bike, being the KX125. I wish that would have helped me progress through riding and techniques and everything a lot better. Then there's also the argument that a YZ250F or similar bikes would actually be a better option than the two strokes, whether it be a YZ or a KX125. I guess that's super debatable, and I don't know. I love two strokes. They're really easy to work on, so these are pretty much all my thoughts. If you want to know more, or if there was something I didn't answer, leave it down in the comments. Let's talk about it. What were your guys' experiences with your KX125s, or what you guys thought of these? If you guys need any work done on anything, check me out at Olson's Performance Center. I'm based in Southeast Wisconsin, so if you guys need any work done on your quads or dirt bikes, let me know. I got merch. If you guys want to buy, I got t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeves, and I've got cool hats. Let me know if you guys want any of that stuff. It's all pretty reasonably priced. I'm not trying to make a profit off of this. Just trying to get my name out there. So thanks for watching. This has been Olson's Garage. We'll see you guys next time.